see the light inside you, brighter than the skies. Hold on, just let us escape and fly away tonight. We have the world in our sight, and I know together we'll be alright. Can you see forever we will go?
прямая трансляция из душа.
Welcome everyone in our B class stream. So today is Anime of the Week and the first B class stream ever. Are you happy? JR is with us today. Let's see.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, hello. Alright, so I think everything's fine. And let's see how many people on the stream are okay. The only thing is that okay, finally. So now we appear, and the talk should keep going. So you have left a lot of reviews on Saitama and our One Punch Man anime today. Let's hear first. I don't think I see your One Punch Man review. Okay, so let's hear it out in person. So, how do you think? How was it for you personally?
Well, I mm, I kind of like Saitama, but he's too OP right now, too overpowerful.
I see.
There's no one can fight him. I I don't know if I can mention it right now, but when I saw the last episode on season one, I thought, okay, this guy can be serious. But after the match, after he beat up Oboros, he Oboros tells Saitama, "You lied. You were seriously. Oh my god, what the freak?" He's like, he's like, okay, I'm gonna use the 10% of my power on you, or I'm done with you. Oh my god.
Yeah, so that was the most serious fight ever. I personally
The,
like, yeah.
I don't think so. That was a serious fight for Saitama.
That's true though. But can you imagine a person living throughout his whole life and preparing for this battle? Like the universe has foretold him that he's gonna meet a man that's the most powerful, more powerful than he is. So, and he's preparing his whole life, he's conquering the universe, and then finally he's defeated with just 10% of Saitama's power. That is a very sad existence, I guess.
But that's the thing. For example, Saitama telling the power like do a 100 push up, do a 100 squat, do 10,000 kilometers, do a 100 what else cruise up. Oh my god, what the freak is that? Are you seriously like you're gonna take power like that?
Yeah, that is incredible. I heard that the author of the manga, that he says that if Saitama used 100% of his power, it would take him only one punch to get half of the universe gone, and then another
Oh,
punch to get rid of the other half of the universe.
oh my god, for real.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell one more thing. Please please Saitama don't use all your 100% of your power
Okay, so
because I don't think there's someone right now who can actually fight Saitama because oh my goodness.
this is what exercise does to you. This is what it does. So today I want to talk about mostly Saitama's secret of power, but not exactly about his punch. We're gonna talk about that, of course, but also about his secret of power that no one knows about him and that he's the strongest one in the universe. Um, so I have a few reviews left by you guys in the B class here. So as always, I'm gonna be reading that and I'm gonna click on all the spoilers that you have hide here. What? Oh, bless you. So first one comes with Potato Head. He's leaving a review that he's very excited for this one. That's what he says. And he already have watched both season of One Punch Man. Okay, so guys, a warning that we're gonna be discussing both seasons if we have seen them. If we haven't, then you're safe. So be prepared for the spoilers of One Punch Man. for probably the both seasons, maybe some manga spoilers. We'll see what you guys left here in the reviews. And I personally, yeah,
We already mentioned some spoiler before you say that, so
yeah. But I mean, the stream is called that it's all about One Punch Man, so it's not like there won't be any spoilers. It's not spoiler safe by default. So, yeah, I personally haven't watched season 2 yet. I have seen like I think 2 or 3 episodes of the second season when it was still ongoing, and I'm gonna return to that. I'm very hyped for the second season. I personally think that the graphics didn't change. Personally, I don't know why I didn't notice the change in the graphics. I don't know what's wrong with it.
maybe well, that was the studios. They changed the studio. I don't know why they changed it. So
Okay, so people mostly notice that the studio changes and they assume that the graphics gonna change. So if this is how it went, like personally for me, maybe you know, I don't think it's that noticeable. I'm not sure why there's been, I think mostly people are afraid when the studio changes that it is gonna happen. And it mostly have been probably the fear of that's gonna happen, that people notice too many changes. But for me, in the first 3 episodes of the second season, it looked pretty much the same. The blood is still the same color. So
uh, I like the fight Sony versus Saitama and Sony versus Genos, so that was good.
yeah, so it looks legit. Okay, so Potato Head already watched both seasons, and the story is very well written. People say that the animation in season 2 is a bit off. Oh, this is what we're talking about right now. As One Punch Man has a different animator, but I couldn't care less as long as the story stays lit. So we already have 2 opinions that uh, the second season animation doesn't bother anyone much. So for the first season, we introduced to Saitama with that badass entrance by saving the kid. Oh yeah,
Uh,
that crab scene. Crab man who walks sidewalks. So I personally, if you have watched the first season of One Punch Man, I can really recommend to you, if you're into the Abridged series, One Punch Stan, made by Purple Eyes WTF. So he has a beautiful, wonderful channel that is all about the Abridged series, and he's made very funny Abridged series. So I think it's only 1 episode, if I remember correctly, that he's done on One Punch Man, but it's still very good and it's still very funny. Bless you. Do you have a cold today?
um, no, well, kinda something like that.
Oh my god, I wish you can get better. Stay healthy. So yeah, and this is what we have, like a beautiful abridged series called One Punch Stan. I personally really recommend this. And there is that crab scene there. It's just beautiful. So Saving the Kid, the show already gives us a glimpse of how ridiculously strong Saitama is. So in the first episode, Saitama wasn't as strong, so he was just going to his work. He didn't even think about doing something heroic, and he didn't train yet, so there wasn't any training yet. For someone like him who is basically too OP, so we have 2 people, you, JR, and Potato, saying that Saitama is too strong. So people would think facing different foes would be boring for him since he is way too strong. One problem, he wasn't aware that there is an organization that already exists where heroes can get their heroic actions and get paid at the same time. So this whole time, Saitama's actions were for nothing. Well, I mean, they weren't for nothing in terms of saving lives, I think, but there was no pay from the government. And then we introduced to Genos, a badass cyborg who later became Saitama's disciple. So, what I want to talk about here is the difference between Genos and Sonic and how they perceive Saitama and what they actually think about him. First question to you is, what do you think of those two, and which one you like more of between Genos and Sonic?
I like Genos because he tried to really understand Saitama very much, and he tried to help him. And sometimes he really want to be stronger, but he realized he's not gonna be on the same level like in Saitama. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, Sonic, another thing, he's really fast. He's tried to be the most faster man, but he's already beat lost Saitama like three times. Three times, I think so.
Okay, so he met Saitama 3 times in the first season, right?
The first season was no two. Well, two actually. In the third was in the season 2 episode 2.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I personally agree with you because here we see the difference that Genius is really looking forward to see the core of Saitama's nature and how he became the strongest hero. In the previous week, we've been talking about heroes as well. We had My Hero Academia. We have very nice gifs right here, right now, with Deco, leaning forward and back, right? So on the stream, we've already been talking about what makes the greatest hero. And Genius is the one who is really trying to understand that, and this is why when he's encountering Saitama, he wants to learn from him. So
We need to talk about. We need to mention this. Genos once tried to fight Saitama. That was in episode 5 on season 1. There was Genos really want to fight Saitama in his serious mode, but he overdid it. Saitama overdid Genos. So
yeah, that was a beautiful scene. So they went in the field, in the mountains, I believe, and Saitama was just standing, dodging every single move that Genis is doing. So after that's done, Saitama made just one move, and that was a very careful punch. So Genis wasn't harmed at all, but behind him there was a huge hole in the mountain. And that was just beautiful. So this
well,
is yeah.
well, he's not be Genos. Genos realized that moment that he never gonna surpass Saitama.
That is absolutely true. That was a glimpse of what Saitama is capable of. I think by the time Genis was already a student, a disciple of Saitama's, right? So that was a part of their training. Here, let's talk a little bit before I continue reading Potato's review. I want to talk about the teachers and the students. So there are several levels of the teachers. I'm not sure if I have published an article on that yet on my site, but the point is there are several levels of teachers. For example, in my perception, the school teachers have a serious problem because this is a work that they're getting paid for, and this is how many people who get into the profession don't know what they actually are doing. This is a huge problem. So kids are being severely traumatized, disencouraged about the topics that they're being taught. Bless you. And this is one horrible experience for the children, for the teachers themselves, because this is a moment when government is being a sponsor, and unfortunately there are people who come without actually being born the teachers, or without raising a skill of a teacher. They come as for a job. And the problem is that those people, we are relying on those people, on that profession, to shape the future, the next generation of our community. And this is where the problem really lies, because those people, while they're going through the program, through the school program and the subjects, they bear no responsibility for what their students are gonna become in the end. And that for me is, well, a very poor example of a teacher. Of course, there are great teachers at school sometimes. I was lucky enough to have that teacher. I think I had a couple of good teachers at my school. So this is the first level. And there are people who are trying to teach on a different level, so they go outside, and it is not something that is being enforced on people, but yet they're doing it for a pay, in form of courses, and sometimes there's just great material and sometimes there's a very poor material. So this is also, yeah.
Oh, continue. I'm listening.
Okay. So there is also like the next level, let's call it the second level of a teacher. People who also try to raise money for their work, or they don't mind taking money for their work, which is, first of all, that is understandable. So I'm not going against them by any chance, but here is a situation that they are still a little bit concentrating, not so much about giving the material. Maybe sometimes they can be concentrated on the money, and that is what leads them towards the wrong direction. So there is not enough attention being paid towards the student and what is being done for the student. So the third level of teacher is the people who give the knowledge out for free. And this is when their personal motive comes absolutely aside, and they don't care about it anymore, and they do this for the people. But here's, and this is something I'm talking about. I'm doing like this stream and everything that is being published for now, like this is completely free. So I'm determined to put myself not in the highest category, but just, in around that one.
Okay.
So the things that I'm talking about here, the things that I'm teaching, that are nice in a way. But the third level of a teacher also has a problem, that the audience is taking things for free, and this is when it's not the people who are seeking the knowledge too much. There are some of the people who are seeking the knowledge and some of the people who are just passing by. And as you look at them, there is no obvious difference. And sometimes you may not even get the people who are actually interested in what you're teaching. So this is quite a little bit personal for me here, this level. So we have the fourth level of a teacher, and this is when it gets really interesting, because that is a level of a teacher who spreads the knowledge, but he doesn't do it publicly. So Saitama is that kind of a teacher. You will know that, by all means, if you're ever gonna look for a mentor, I seriously recommend looking at the fourth level of a teacher. You will know that they are the fourth level. So how do we determine that? We will know if we come to them for knowledge and they say no. So if we get rejection, then we're dealing with the fourth level of a teacher, most likely. And this is when you really have to knock on their doors and see how you can become their student, their disciple, even if they're gonna, decline you every single time. And this is when you have to be absolutely persistent. But this is when you get the most quality knowledge out of all knowledge, because we can see that in Saitama's example, Saitama is raising one disciple. So that disciple is getting all of his attention. He's getting like a personal hand-to-hand experience. He gets to watch his master. It can be not just one disciple, but it's still a very personal attention. As another example of a third level of a teacher is Assassination Classroom. I mean, not that big of a spoiler. The whole story is about an octopus who is teaching a class. And
Oh my goodness. Carlos Sensei. Why?
yes, Kara Sensei. And he is certainly a very cool and a very great teacher. But once again, he offers his knowledge for free. He offers his, well, I mean, he gets a pay raise, but it doesn't matter because he's so powerful. He could, rob a bank or charge enormous amount of money anytime. So that is not the part of the problem. Koro Sensei is there to teach those people. He has a mission. Okay, I'm not gonna give the spoilers here too much, but he has the mission. Welcome, Prophet. It's good to see you here.
Hi. Profecia. Okay, I'm out. See ya.
Don't go. It's okay. So I've been just explaining the levels of a teacher, and that Saitama has the highest level of a teacher, a person who rejects you, a person who rejects a disciple when a disciple comes and asks for knowledge, and this is when you have to be persistent. And for me personally, this is the difference between Genos and Sonic, because Genos comes for knowledge. Genos comes to become a student, and he's ready to learn. And that makes him worthy of Saitama's time. And he comes with a great respect towards the master, even though Saitama taught him his secret and it was 5 minutes of his time. But still, we have a situation that when Sonic approaches Saitama, he is not approaching him with the amount of respect that would get him to be his disciple. Sonic is interested in Saitama, but his interest is not shaped into that student form, and this is why he cannot get Saitama's attention. Do you remember that scene when Sonic couldn't encounter Saitama the second time? So he started running around town and destroying everything just to get his attention. This is the problem that Sonic has. He doesn't understand what his problem is. And this is why he cannot, he wants something from Saitama. What he wants, he doesn't know. And that is why he starts to run around, try to be a villain, try to get his attention, assume so many things. So, Prophet, since you are here, I want to ask you the same question. Your opinion about One Punch Man. You are our chair in this class, so your opinion is very important for the rest of the class.
My opinion on it.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I gotta say it's definitely reminiscent of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, we have still yet to watch that.
Well, if you haven't, it's been out for the 80s. Get with it.
Oh,
Too much.
Well, let's start out with episode 1. I mean, it really just shows off what the whole season's gonna be like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they even throw that nice little Easter egg where Vaccine Man I mean, he practically screams the slug people from Dragon Ball Z. I mean, he looks like Piccolo for crying out loud.
Mhm.
Okay, so there are a lot of references that we'll be able to understand if you watch Dragon Ball Z, right?
Dragon Ball Z, you know, they actually reference a few other anime in there. So if you keep your eye out, you can see it. I mean, even Saitama, the way he dresses is how I can't remember what that old anime is, but if I find a picture, I'll share it in Discord with y'all.
Okay,
But
so
yeah, he definitely looks like this old 1980s anime character that
yeah, his way of
um
dressing is a little bit of like that superhero. I mean, his costume is not that cool compared to his power, and Genos has more like a style look compared to Saitama.
well the whole anime is definitely a trope on superheroes.
Yeah.
And you know, watching episode 2 with Genis doing his monologue, I could feel the frustration Saitama had because he just went on and on for what was it, probably like 3 minutes. It's just like, would you stop? And then at that time, Saitama had enough, and he finally
No.
yelled at him, just like, just put it in a simple sentence. And I'm just like, yes, I feel you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I have another question for you. Is that the difference between, I kind of talked about this right now, but that's my opinion. Genos and Sonic. Who do you think is the best character and how do you personally feel about them?
Genos, 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 Genos.
Well, Genos has your classic superhero trope background. His parents were killed. He was found. He was trained, turned into what he is now.
Try to be the
Um,
best. Try to be Saitama.
Yeah.
and then you have your cocky antagonist that thinks that he's the best, and when he finds out he isn't the best, he singles Saitama out and just wants to beat him. So he tries and tries and tries, and what was it, episode 7 that Saitama was trying to find somebody to, some mediocre pickpocket or purse snatcher so he could stay in the hero association. So he's like, I don't have time for you right now. I'm the strongest man in the world. You don't matter right now. I just gotta find a purse snatcher right now. He's just like, well, fine. If you need a villain, I'll be the villain.
Yeah. So what we
I,
have
I,
here? Yeah.
I really, there's really no picking in between the two. I guess. I mean, I do like the quote unquote training between Saitama and Genos, where Genos, with the animation that they had for him, they had him transform to use those kick butt lasers and firepower that he
Oh
has.
yeah.
I mean, that was pretty amazing. Versus, I have a sword and exploding shuriken.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk about the Saitama. He's already normal training, super every fucking training that other hero have.
Okay, okay, no swearing, no swearing on the stream. It's like, all right. So you don't have a personal pick, but you like Jenna's training.
Can you say that again?
Okay, so you don't have the pick between Janus and Sonic, but you like how Janus is being trained.
Like a
I
housekeeper.
wouldn't even call that training. I was just saying that I personally like the way that they did his art style for that entire scene.
Yeah.
Genos training is housekeeper, so
I mean, I guess Genos, because that one scene where he was cleaning the toilet while Saitama was out doing his business. You
Yeah.
know, there's nothing like seeing an android or cyborg, sorry, wearing a pink apron while cleaning a toilet. Best scene in the whole thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but one moment that I really had with Genos is when he was wearing that blue sweater, and I don't know what's up with me and the blue sweaters, but I was like, I absolutely love it. Keep it on all the time, please. So it wasn't just about Genos so much as about his sweater, and the very next 5 minutes he just tears it apart. That was the saddest moment in the whole anime.
It's just a sweater. It's okay.
No, it's not the sweater. It was my favorite sweater.
Go
This
buy
is the
it.
problem.
There's the picture I was talking about.
Oh, okay. So let's see if I can get it into the stream for everyone to see. Let me save it real quick. Okay, let's see if we can get an image over here. Um, where's the? Yep, yep. So here's the image is talking about. Let's make it a bit smaller. Here is. Yep.
I don't know any of that.
I don't know this character either. And Penman.
How do you know that, Prophet?
Because I'm old.
I knew you'd say that. Alright. So here, let's continue reading the Potatoes review here. The way the show has introduced not only the villains, but the other superpowered and badass heroes are absolutely phenomenal. One Punch Man is one of my favorite animes out there, and I have read the manga as the anime itself was progressing too slow. Okay, so there will be, some manga spoilers, probably. No, actually, no. I don't see any manga spoilers. JR?
Are we gonna talk about the? Are we gonna talk about the best villain in the One Punch Battle?
One. Excuse me?
The
Okay.
best villain in One Punch Battle.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Do you know Garo? Do you know Garos?
S is a little bit on his mic off at the moment.
Garo. Do you know Garo?
What's up?
If you know Garo, the best villain in One Punch Garo.
Gadol. Gadol is like a
Garo.
villain.
The Garo, who is the villain in season 2.
Oh,
well, no,
yeah.
I didn't even get that far, man.
I did. I mean, I was very surprised that he didn't hurt that kid in the second season. So instead, he was very, he was powerful enough and self-confident enough. Garo, yeah, thank you. So the chat is hinting us how the guy is called. He didn't touch that kid, so he wasn't trying to prove much, so he didn't pick up on the one who is weak or a child. And that really surprised me, because I expected that the villain is gonna be absolutely horrible in terms of the morals, but yet he has some general sense. Let's see, so Potato read the manga because he feels like the anime is progressing way too slow. And the whole story revolves around the fact, what if the world is overrun by all these ridiculous monsters?
Yeah,
Well-
but there's a scene. There's in the manga right now. Saitama already fight with the King of Monster Orochi.
Oh. So there is even the king of monsters who is like making those monsters?
Yeah, the King of Monster. He appeared in the season 2. That's Orochi, the King of Monster. He's already Saitama already fighting in the manga.
Cool, that's awesome. So does it mean that all the monsters will disappear now?
I don't know because I don't. The character is there, but I didn't read it.
Oh, okay, okay. So I really gotta ask the chat what manga stands for. I don't understand this one. So no spoilers. As I have warned you, there will be spoilers for the first and the second season, and some manga spoilers. So you have to be prepared for that. Um, I mean, we try to keep the manga spoilers to the minimum, but mostly. Okay. Yeah, we hear you. But the first and the second season, it's obviously what we talk about One Punch Man. So, what if the world is overrun by all these ridiculous monsters? Well, that's no problemo, senpai. There is a hero organization that deals with them. My favorite development in the story was Genesis. Genesis was introduced as this one cyborg dude who cares about nothing else but revenge and redemption. I'm really interested about Jenna's story, how he's gonna deal with his Okay, no manga. No manga spoilers. Okay, I see. So mango stands for manga spoilers. This is actually very creative. All right. Where was I? Yes, Genesark. So, what happened to his parents? What happened to him? This whole, this is the kind of characters that, if you want to create a character that the girls would like, you create a character with a dark past, with, a little bit of a handicap, probably. So, Genis kind of fits all the criteria to be loved by the female audience here. He was wrecked up, he was remade into a cyborg, he has a very dark past, he's all into revenge, he's just basically good looking at last. So here we have that character that was, kind of aiming at that audience, as I personally think. But also we have Sonic, who they always compete like the best secondary character of all anime. I've seen a lot of polls, and Genesis and Sonic often do get into that list. And Sonic is like the bad guy, the villain type of guy, so he's also constantly making that list. Uh,
I don't
so
know what you're talking about. I think the bicycle superhero is the best side character.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, yeah, I'm that guy. He's too honest about doing things, doing good things and kind things.
Did you see him throw his bicycle at the giant fish king?
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
best character in the world.
Oh, sorry. His name is Moomin Rider.
Went
Moment
right
right
there.
there. Yeah.
Sorry.
So we have a character list at
He,
the end
he
of the class.
why he's a C rank? He's supposed to be an S rank. What the freak?
I mean, this poor
Um,
guy, he always gets beaten up.
sure. S rank. No.
No, not yet, not really.
Unless that is one killer bicycle, I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
Yep. So I can't see why I can't load the article on Moment Rider right now, but we'll see like if it
What do you
loads.
need? What do you need to know about him?
Everything, everything that spoilers, except for people don't want manga spoilers, I guess. Okay, so
I
we
mean,
loaded up.
he's Class C, rank 1 professional hero of the Hero Association.
Yep, that's
He is
basically
one
all.
of the few people aware of Saitama's strength.
Oh no.
Um,
There's really nothing about him other than, I mean, he knows he's just the normal guy that wants to be a hero like Saitama, except, Saitama's training worked for him.
yeah. I
The time is
mean,
overpowered.
he's 25 years old. He's yet alive. I think that's good to know.
Somehow.
Somehow. Yes, exactly.
Somehow, some way.
Yeah. Let's vote him for number one character, number one secondary character. I mean, if it weren't for Genos and Sonic, we would probably get. I personally like that joke about Sonic, as Sonic appears before Saitama and says, "Do you remember me?" And
It's like
Saitama's
Jack o'
like,
Lantern.
"Lost and found?" He's like, "No, Sonic is sound."
You call him Jack o' Lantern or something like that
I
too.
I think so. He made a few jokes about that. And partially, I personally think it could have been part of the lesson. Like, Saitama is pointing out that Sonic hasn't done anything memorable yet. Even though he's been destroying the city, he's been trying to get Saitama's attention. This is not enough. This is not the correct path. And Saitama is hinting that by saying that he doesn't even remember Sonic's name. I personally think that could be the actual case. But when you
I
think,
mean,
yeah,
nobody remembers Saitama's name until he joined the association, so.
I mean, yeah, on one side. But the other side is that Saitama does lots of things without even realizing what he's doing. His intense training, the way he gives out his secret very easily, and the way that nobody actually can understand that it's the actual source of his power, even his disciple, is because normally if you have the knowledge of how to get the most power in this world, you would keep quiet about it. And the very fact that Saitama just talked about it just ruined the whole mysterious atmosphere, and people could not understand it because the truth, the secret, should be somewhat complicated. And that is the moment that keeps Genos away from knowing and from becoming as powerful as Saitama is. I mean, we should really talk about, can anyone become like Saitama? Because with that training, it's not like it's a complicated training. I mean, it is a harsh one. But could Genos really become like Saitama one day?
He kind of lacks the muscles to do that, doesn't he?
Let's look at the picture. No, I think he has some. But I mean, I think as he goes, he's gonna gain them.
I'm pretty sure, after watching his limbs get multiple time torn off of his body,
Oh.
I don't think he has muscles.
Oh wow!
Oh, yes, that's
He
true.
has Saitama.
So he's like the metal guy.
But the doctor that rebuilt him said that someday he could, and he had those super arms hidden over there.
That's true, that's true. But I mean, if his arms cannot get much stronger, that maybe he should become the one kick man and use his legs.
Get out.
Get out of here!
We can't have this. One kick man.
We can say one punch, but one kick, nah, never.
Never. So you think that Genos can never become close to One Punch Man's power, even if he does the same training?
I mean, physically, no, not unless the doc upgrades him. Mentally, he could probably be on that level.
They're gonna reveal. They're gonna
He-
reveal the secret of Saitama power. So
I mean, the kid doesn't keep a calm head and he doesn't keep his head on a swivel. I mean, it was evident when he was fighting that giant. I don't remember what the monster's name was. The Merman King,
Oh,
the king of fear, the king
real
of fear,
fabulous one with the pasties on his nipples.
the king of seers. Yeah,
The King of Seas. He even said when he got nailed and had his arm tore off, it's like, I got too cocky. I should have been watching.
Yeah, but it's his first experience. Even though
Wait,
he made it into the C class, he's
wait,
not yet experienced enough.
S class.
wait. He
S
could have.
class.
Wait, he could have beat the King of Seas. He could have beat him.
Become a
Uh,
one defeat man, says the chat.
yeah.
He almost defeated King of Seas. It's only because he's shitty.
I personally think this is about Moment Rider, one defeat man.
Hey, he is a national treasure. You leave him out of this.
He can be a one bicycle man.
He could probably ride a unicycle, and you're just jealous.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
So speaking of interesting side characters, did you guys enjoy the Tank Top Brothers?
no.
Tank Top Black Hole, Tank Top
Uh,
Tiger, and what was the other one's name? They're just so ridiculous.
I mean,
I don't like
yeah.
those brothers, so I don't care about that.
I mostly cared about like the stories, the way the story progressed. Heroes
The
that look like
the
the animals.
the story in One Punch Man is how Saitama will gonna beat every single one of them.
I mean, he can easily beat them, but he failed the essay, so he didn't make it into the S class, even though he was close. And that's just very sad. It's interesting how Saitama is so good at hiding his power that every time he wins against a huge monster, someone else takes all the fame for his victory.
Yeah, King.
And he doesn't really care. That's the great thing.
That's
He
actually a
just
good one.
Yeah,
He
King.
wants the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, King need to take Saitama because he's a East rank.
Yeah. We have this moment. The only moment I think he cares is when Genos is around and there are many, many fans that he has. And Saitama is like, I'm jealous.
I want a fan club too.
How about the best fight in One Punch? For me, the best fight is always gonna be Saitama versus Oboros. The second is Saitama versus Genos.
Yeah, I personally really like that fight. Because even though it wasn't a serious fight at all, on one side, on the other side, we had this beautiful moment when Genos has realized what his master can teach him and what his master really is. So the other heroes, and this is me reading the review, the other heroes that Saitama has met or who has been that what Saitama is capable of had also got some great character development such as Silver Fang.
Oh, we haven't met yet the rank number one, so
Silver Fang is in the S class and he's a great teacher of that martial art. What was that martial art? Great
Something
treasure of
water crush.
martial arts. Oh yeah, something like that. And he's
only
a
one martial art in S rank.
he's a very serious guy. You shouldn't mess around with him. He has a lot of disciples.
Like the best villain in season 2, Garo.
He also has disciples? I haven't got that far yet.
Garo was his discipline before, so
Oh, okay. Okay, so Prophet is transmitting some airplane sound into the stream.
What?
The airplane sound.
Oh, you mean the vehicles that are driving by
Oh,
outside?
okay.
you
Do you look
outside.
like UFO? They sound like UFO right now.
He's outside, so
No, why would I be outside with a laptop? Hi, everybody. I'm on stream. I'm famous. Notice me. I need a fan club.
Oh
Naruto
yeah, that's very
senpai.
good.
Naruto senpai. I need you.
Make sure you send me a letter, JR.
So, a review from Lord Moore as for One Punch Man. Oh, he didn't watch One Punch Man. Okay, so skipping it. And yes, the Prophet left the review. I do like the throwback to classic anime villains and character from DBZ. From I don't know what that means.
Z. Dragon Ball Z.
Ah,
We just talked about this.
okay.
Dragon Ball GT. Girl Super Dragon Ball.
Alright, alright. And here's my review. It's not that you can always read it here. So a review from Tipo. Bruh, One Punch Man's world building is damn good.
For real, for real.
For real, yeah. I'm trying to read that.
That's it. That's all. Okay, I'm out.
S- Setting up everything and showing how detailed the world is a fantastic feat in writing. Our boy One really out there. Alright. And here is a review from Vladislav. It's time for a review of a real masterpiece. OP, which is One Punch Man, but even shorter than OPM.
That's the short of One Punch. OP.
Yeah. But that's also the opening of every single anime, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
One Punch Man is one of my favorites for many years and firmly holds his position even taking into account the second season. So probably he didn't like the second season much. I can watch this anime time after time with pleasure and each time find something new for myself. For me personally, One Punch is the number one of a superhero team. Wow, even greater than Hunter x Hunter, My Hero Academia.
Wait, what?
I mean, I don't know how many of those you guys know, but I mean, it's really hard to compare. A superhero theme is popular. For me personally, I cannot say I have a particular favorite on this one. Hunter x Hunter has been really good. The Chimera Ants arc has been awesome, even though very long, but still very deep in writing. And the whole Hunter x Hunter anime is a very serious one. And the last stream we talked about Deco and My Hero Academia, which is surprisingly good. So this was my first time watching it, and I'm on the beginning of the third season right now. This is how hyped I am. But One Punch Man is a serious one. You know, you can... What? What is it, the Prophet?
Nothing.
Alright. So... One Punch Man is a number one of a superhero team. That's a very bold claim. But One Punch Man is certainly one of the best. Everything is simple and clear. We can see the true essence of a hero with a capital letter. The hero from whom fame and recognition are not so important. That is true, that is important. You know, Deku is also not striving to be the hero. Saitama doesn't care about recognition. The hero that nobody knows, the strongest hero. Saitama performs feats for breakfast. Humor knocks down, the lyrics are striking to the core, proper gradual disclosure of the character is intriguing and pleasantly surprising. Without further ado, 10 out of 10. Alright, and this is the review from Vladislav. I personally have a review that says 10 punches out of 1. Alright. So, let's see that we have yet to cover. Like, we have talked about who is the best uh, in terms of the secondary character, and we all have different opinions about them. But let's vote for the best character in this whole anime. And this is gonna be harsh even for me. But this is what we're gonna do. This is what we have to do. We have to vote and to express our opinion. Hello?
Garo.
Are you here?
Oh, Garo is the best.
Oh, Gadol. So you're voting for the villain of the second season.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we have our first vote. What about you, Prophet?
Moomin Rider, of course.
Why are we getting so interesting
Yeah,
opinions about
just look at this way. You're gonna have 3 different votes here. I already know that. So
Yeah, okay, let's look at the chat.
Yeah,
The chat
but-
hasn't voted yet.
Yeah, but what about you? What about you, Tina?
I think I'm thinking about Saitama and how awesome he is.
Because he's the most powerful man in whole universe.
I mean, yes, and he's a great teacher, and that's what's important. With such, care and with such kindness towards all the people, towards his disciple, towards other characters as well, even the villains. He's kind even towards them. But I personally also really like both Sonic and Genos. So my vote is for Saitama. He's a good main character, and I can't wait to see what's happening in the second season, how it's gonna unravel. And what I think that he really can teach me personally is the chill attitude towards everything. That is absolutely amazing. Alright, so let's see. The chat hasn't voted yet. Come on, guys. We need to know who's your favorite character of all times. And alright. So, what do you personally think? Like, would you want to become Saitama's disciple? And if you would, what would you like to learn? JR, you go first.
What was the question?
Yeah? What was the question? Okay, again. So, would you want to become Saitama's student? And if you would, what would you like to learn?
If his student, his discipline, I would like to learn his real power, how he's obtained those overpowerful move, or how to train like that. Because I don't know if he really do something really amazing, but he really training his body to his limit.
I see. So, do you think if you follow his recipe to becoming the greatest hero, you'll be able to become just like him on your own? I mean, if you were in that universe.
Yeah, and I will find a way not to lose my hair. So,
hey, that's okay. It just makes you sleek for battle, man.
but overall, yeah, Saitama is really powerful. The only man who can really save the world around the heroes. So the heroes start to appreciate Saitama right now. So
Yeah. That's important that even though he's hiding his power, people are still starting to recognize him slowly but surely. Okay, what about you, Prophet? Would you like to become a student of Saitama? And if you would, what would you like to learn?
Good question. I have no answer to that.
Would you like to become Saitama's disciple?
You can ask that twice, but I don't have a good answer for it.
I mean, have a bad answer for it.
I mean,
hey, what
Train
about
me.
my answer?
he's like, train me. Sure. Wait, no, I don't want to train you.
But
Master, I'm moving in. You can't move in. Then stuck down a stack of money. I mean, obviously he doesn't want to train him, and the kid just drags him along to be trained. So there's really, I don't think you'd get anything good out of it.
I mean, even if you're watching your master doing stuff, even if you're not,
Just you mean sitting there on his futon watching TV, watering his cactus?
I mean, that is also, the knowledge of Zen.
Look, I know Genos fills his notebook full of I have no idea what from him doing mundane activities. But just tell me your secret, and I could probably do it on my own.
Okay.
The only real thing I could probably get out of that is if you can actually drag Saitama out of the apartment to do physical combat training.
That was awesome. So that was still helpful. So
And by
mostly,
the
yeah,
way,
yeah.
someone in chat voted.
Someone in chat vote. Oh yes. So Vlad has voted for Garo. Is
Yeah,
Garo
baby.
that good? Is he actually that good?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god. I really need to watch that. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, he has a very different hair color in the manga. Why is he redheaded? Oh, okay, never mind. The anime is the same. When I was watching the ongoing series, he was white haired. What is wrong with him? Okay, so let's see. He's 18 years old. Oh my god. That guy looks like he's 30 in the anime. This is how I felt about him. He's alive. That is good. And 177 centimeters. Almost 6 feet. Alright? Alright. What makes him so good of a character? I think since we have JR in the chat, can you please explain, like, spoil the second season for us a little bit?
He really tried hard to make the heroes to notice him. First of all, like they don't have like a villain or a real monster who can fight it. So the Garo in society society make the monster like the monster is no one. There's no that weak the monster can be the hero. But Garo says something like well they are monsters too. They can be heroes too. He in kid when he was a kid, Garo was in the on the side of the villain of the monster, like but this monster is a hero for me. I know they can beat him. So
So he was
Garo,
reading the wrong literature.
yeah, training himself to become like a monster, so they can realize a monster really can be a hero. So, and when he was a kid, he was bullied, so the kid the bullying him turned into monster like that because of that.
Wow. So the kid that was bullying
Yeah,
Garo turned into a monster. That
something
is a
like
very harsh turn of events. Okay, so I have seen like a few episodes. I remember that Garo was watching their own TV, reading their own literature, so he was voting for the monsters instead of the heroes. So for now, I haven't seen much, but I personally think if only he was reading about the heroes, he would decide to go, to the light side and become the hero instead of a villain. All right. We will see into the second season and how much Garo is a great character. Okay, so there's also a message in the chat. Garo wants to secure monsters from heroes. So Garo believes that monsters are being hurt by the heroes and he wants to protect them. That is actually interesting. I haven't thought about it from that perspective. We will see how it unravels. All right. And this is it for One Punch discussion so far. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you all of those of you who left their reviews in the B class. You can always join our Discord channel and start participating in the classes. Thank you, Jared, for coming. And thank you, the
Oh, you're
Prophet.
welcome.
And thank you, chat, for participating and leaving your votes. That was a very interesting discussion. And today we're gonna be starting a new class in the B class. And I don't know what it's gonna be yet myself. So we have to make the vote. Yeah.
The next anime we're gonna review is gonna be Crash Elite, right?
I'm sorry?
The next anime review is gonna be Crash Elite, right?
Yeah, class A is gonna be Classroom of the Elite.
Yeah, it's already going for about a week, and the next Sunday we're gonna be talking about Classroom of the Elites, and today we're starting on the B class. So each class goes for 2 weeks.
Because that was really, really a good anime, and the main character. Oh my god, I want to talk about that so hard.
Okay, but let's hold the spoilers. It's gonna be the next week, next Sunday. Please come. We're gonna talk about Koji-kun. We're gonna talk about him. All right.
Okay.
And thank you so much for coming. See you in the next Sunday, same time each Sunday, midnight 00 Eastern time. And see you guys later.
Bye.